So we got to educate our children. Economics. You ever wonder why black people got more sellouts than any other race in America? Have you noticed that? We have more sellouts and coons than any other people in this country. For one very big reason. We are the only people who do not systematically employ and economically empower their own. Chinese systematically employ and economically empower their own. European Jews systematically employ and economically empower their own. Mexicans do it. Arabs do it. We are the only people in America. If a black child needs a job, he can't even come to his own community to get one. How are we going to expect our people to be loyal for us when we do nothing for them? And that's why we got to put our money together. It only takes $250,000 to open up a credit union. That's sad. You know why that's sad? Because y'all spend about $2 billion on Christmas gifts. So if you would just take your Christmas money, you can not only build a school for our children, you can build a bank to finance your business. See, you can take the slave out of slavery, but only the slave can take the slave out of himself. Black people spend, on average, $2 billion a year on Air Jordan, $4 billion a year on liquor, $1 billion a year on fast food. You saw what just happened with Popeyes. $40 million in a matter of hours.
Yes.
And we weren't even paid for that. Black women spend almost $20 billion a year on hair care and beauty products. But yet, there's not a black community in the United States I can go to where you can show me a black community that has all four of the essential institutions, which are a bank, a school, a supermarket, and a hospital. A bank to invest in the people, a supermarket to feed the people, a school to teach the people, and a hospital to save the people. How does a $2 trillion people, that's what we are, the richest group of Africans in the world, the 10th richest nation on the planet. There's only 9 groups of people who bring home more take-home pay than African Americans do. And we don't have an independent community. There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, slavery destroyed our desire to control our destiny. That's number 1.
Yes.
And after slavery destroyed it, religion came in and glorified the fact that we wanted no control over our destiny by saying you need not worry about building a nation. Just pray and God will take care of it. The problem with religion is not the religion. It's how Negroes who come in the name of Jesus and Muhammad teach it to politically uneducated black folks. There's nothing wrong with the Bible. There's nothing wrong with the Quran, but there's cowards in charge who don't want to use those books to wake black people up, so they rather put us to sleep. You see? Every bank that receives at least $250,000 a year, if a bank has a $50,000 revenue stream, they should have a bank. If a church has that, they should have a bank. If your church with at least $250,000, you must have a bank for 2 reasons. You bring in enough revenue to invest in us to the point where every black person in Pontiac should have their own business. No black woman should ever have to work for a white man in her life when you got black churches bringing that type of money in. You see? But they don't. So because the black church don't have a bank of their own, that means their money goes into a white bank. So on Sunday, you donate to church. They take your money, your black Jesus money, and put it in a white devil's bank. And then the white devil, stay with me, will take black people's Jesus money, and they will give it to other white devils to come into Pontiac and buy up your neighborhood and put the black church in the 21st century. Because historically, the black church was everything. But in the 21st century, the black church is a parasitic institution. It sucks the economic blood from black folks and don't give it anything back. So millennials can see that, so they don't want to be bothered. Because in the millennial world, it's all about functionality and practicality. And if what you bringing me ain't functional or practical or beneficial for my life, I reject it. Right? But at the other end of that is the fact that my fear of the millennials, what I love the most about them is what you said. They're intelligent, they're trailblazing, they're innovative. What I dislike about the millennial generation is they have almost no infusion of black consciousness amongst them. They are caught up in everybody else's struggle but ours.